everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're going to be taking a look at move number 5 by XG. I believe it's just going to be Jurin and the choreographer Tina, who's the one who choreographed this excerpt we're going to look at. Pretty pumped, wasn't expecting any more moves outside of the first 4 that they have, so I think that's really cool, and this is technically my first dance choreo of any kind I'm looking at in affiliation with XG, since I did my marathon of their entire discography and their documentary way back a couple months ago. So this is going to be cool. Let's go ahead and check it out. So short. So short. It feels like maybe like 4-8 counts of that, right? Yeah. So this very beginning here, I mean, they hug, fun. It kind of just feels like they did a nice little choreo session. Hey, let's film it, make it a thing. Cool, love it. I don't think they took longer than a couple days tops of this excerpt. Maybe they could have shot this in the same day. I would chalk it up to that, honestly. This part right here, let's slow it down a little bit. So I'm going to assume Tina is my dancer right here on the left side. And then you have Jurin right here. You can tell immediately that some of the lean choices Tina's really literally going for with her entire being, and then Jurin's taking that more conversational approach with that lean, keeping her weight more centered than what Tina's doing, and I think both are fine. Remember, when you learn choreo, it's not long story short, whenever you do learn choreography in a class setting, the blueprints are important to get to maintain integrity of the choreography. But a lot of times what you do with the texture choices, a lot of times it factors in with your teacher, what's their intention of the class for you. If they're like, we want you to grow within this movement quality, or we want you to try to mimic exactly how I'm teaching it. Like, it just depends. In this case, I think it's just a Jurin doing it her own way, but still matching, you know, the overlap of what the choreography is supposed to be. Because they're doing the same moves, but how they're executing it is so different, you know? So in this case, they pick it up. So, you know, they reset it back in. Tina's really stepping a ton into this, picking up her feet a little bit more. The body roll is around the same with both of them, but Tina's picking up her feet significantly more, and how she throws in her range is a little bit larger than Jurin, but it makes sense because this is her movement quality that Jurin is a visitor of, and that makes sense. Picking it through that boom, boom, nice with the bass accent there. Makes sense. Taking it through with D, little rotations there, clearly see what's going on. For me, I would wear a fit like Jurin for choreo like this because my arms are pretty thin, and I just don't have a lot of confidence behind my arms when I do a lot of full range movement, so sometimes I'll throw on a long sleeve tee, so I don't have to think about my arms as much and be self-conscious about them. That's just real talk for me. So I appreciate the confidence that Tina has, because her arms are about as thin as mine and she's popping off. You know what I mean? That's cool. And she takes it back. Notice there how they chose to set this part up. Their feet started at different positions, so that's why the range felt different. That. And also, I think Tina overshot a little bit too far forward, so they could have low-key they could have hit each other in that right there. And also her range in her taps was a little bit wider because she went from straight front all the way to straight back, and Jurin kind of tapped out over in the corner. So for me, Jurin is probably taking the how she learned it, and Tina's doing the adrenaline version of what's going on, which I think both are fine. There's beauty to be had in both. And also, I'd say Tina I think she stumbled just a smidge, lost her balance a little bit. What was this right here? Was it that? No, it's not that. My bad. It was right before that. I keep restarting the same part. I think it's this. Yeah, so notice that her weight is catering too far over in this direction, and so she has to reset. So you're going to notice that about right here. Ready? Watch. Yeah, part. So she had to re-step out before the pull instead of reset into the pull, and the reason why we know that is because Jurin is stable. You know what I mean? And she just dips right back into it. Love that choice. I like Jurin's approach on it. One of them's taking this full, like... approach to it, right? I think Tina's taking that come at me, and Jurin's like, you wish you were me. Like, that's two different personalities of the same choreo, and that's what makes it fun. You know, some people may be like, they don't look the same, so why are we watching this? That's not the point. You know, I feel like we get to learn content. We get, you know, if Jurin really likes it, then yay, more power to her. I'm glad she does. Is this my favorite choreography I've seen Jurin do? No, and that's okay. Like, I've seen many things that I've physically seen her do. I'm not super familiar with Tina that much, so I'm intrigued on her movement quality, is how it expands across different genres of music, and how her movement modifies depending on a group versus a solo, you know, or in a class structure. But it doesn't bother me that they're different. They're doing the same choreo, and Jurin looks like she really likes it, so I think that's fine, you know. Hitting it through, D-D-D-D, and some of these choices are pretty syncopated, so kudos to her for hitting the timing on it, so it's very clear to read. I have it at 0.75, and there's a lot of density going on here, you know? Hitting it through with D-D-D-D, nice little pickup there, a little crunch of happening in the oblique. I like the switch there at D-D-D. Of course, Tina, hers is really, really full. Jurin, but a little bit higher, and then you have Jurin's a little bit more to the front. So it just feels more conversational, like the rotation turn. Dropping it down, boom, bass there. A huge stomp from Tina. I think it just feels more like a step. And they also did, they did the same foot. It looks like, yeah. I like that, yeah, the drop down. Gosh, it's fun, yeah. Yeah, and I like the eye contact they did there. That was fun. A little camera switch. Like that. Bringing through. Ding. They allow the body, nice little pony action to drop the hands to the head. Cool. Switch through. Take that leg up. The nice little rotation to have it reset in the front. And then she gets it through. Nice little throw on that too. Takes it around, boom. Like the subtlety and the tension of that arm rotation. Then they pick it up. Notice that there's this baby rock that's happening as they go to the back. I appreciate that instead of just picking up the feet. I like having this engaged a little bit more. That switch, 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 switch. So having the heel toe variation and allowing the hips to be involved in that. D-D-D-D. It's fun. And I like the fact they don't look too stiff either. Yay for that. Because you can look very stiff doing this, and I appreciate that we're seeing a little bit of torso action going on right here. We went right into a whoa. They kind of reset it, and they take it out. Yeah, like that subtlety too. Dee-dee, and we drop it. Like that choice. That part, yeah, this part just feels like straight vibes. They switch it. Love that. So it goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Choice. Fine. Looks totally fine. Some of these choices are so different than the choices I would make, and I think that's absolutely fine. That's the beauty of having differences as choreographers and your movement quality and the music that you're drawn to. I'm not drawn to music like this really at all. For me, the lyricism it's not as relatable to me as much as maybe for other people, and I don't know if it relates to Tina or not, and that's fine. Maybe she likes the tone or just the backbeat, maybe the Jurin's pick or something. For me, this is not my go-to genre to listen to, so that's why I normally wouldn't choreograph to a track like this, hence why my choices would naturally be different. But there's tracks like this that exist. There's people that choreograph to tracks like this that they can really resonate with it, and they enjoy what they're doing on it. This is probably a really good workout, truly. This right here, the fullness of the energy that goes yeah, 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 and then they swing it to come up. They don't just come up. So they swing it very similarly to how they went right before they dropped. They come up, ding, ding, nice subtlety, and we're bringing it to the back. X, gal, X, boom, nice little reveal there. Cool, this was fun. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, it's something that I personally wasn't expecting to see. Move number 5, we got one. This was cool, short and sweet. I feel like there could have been so much more to talk about, but it's only like a 40-second routine, so it makes sense why this video is as short as it is for a dance analysis, but I didn't mind it at all. Now the question is, comparing Jurin's movement quality from move number 2 to now, I do think she's definitely improved significantly in her flow, in her conversational elements, in her texture, in her pocket of movement. And so what I mean by that is texture is very similar to, I call it the cultural dynamics, because dynamics are universal, where you have time and space, you know, fast and slow, you have tense and relaxed. Those are more universal concepts that you don't, depending on your culture, those are things that are kind of universally known. Maybe just called something different. But texture, for me, not everybody experiences the same textures in life. There's certain fruits that you eat in your culture that are different than other cultures, different types of technologies or isms that you do growing up that are really that pertain to your culture specifically. So for me, I equate texture to that regard. And seeing Jurin, it really looks like she has more fluency in allowing movement to look more conversation and look more like her and not overly full out or overly muted or overly stiff. So I see a huge progress in that area compared to what I saw the first time with her. And I think that's kind of the point, is growth. And that's the beauty of doing the marathons too, is I get to see not just Jurin, but all of the members of XG grow in movement quality, but seeing her in isolation here, I think, is really, really cool. So way to go, Tina. Way to go, Jurin. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more XG, I have it. I have some of it on YouTube, but I will always have more on Patreon. I have music videos. I have all of their dance practices. Even if it's not on YouTube, it's there, ready for you to look at and enjoy. I even have the entire documentary series reacted to and looked at, and that was such an interesting time for me to be able to look at that the way that I did. So that was really fun. If that interests you, it's there. If you want to hang out with YouTube in the discussions, I'm here for it as well. Once again, my name is Jess. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.